Okay, welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. I should look a bit better than yesterday, I hope. I tried to fix my camera a bit and I'm wearing red, which is one of the things that's easiest to see on my camera. And we should be reporting to Alpinode right about now. Ah, you returned! What news have you for us? It seems the Lady Iceheart does not scruple to sully her hands with blood. Who is this Shiva the heretic spoke of? Have you not read a single line of Enchiridion, Master Alpinode? Shiva was a traitor to kith and kin, and a apostate who lay down with dragons. Now, we cannot expect all foreigners to know Ishgardian scripture so well, particularly when it concerns the patron saints of heretics. Wait, you say she is their patron saint? Oh no, it all makes sense now. Lord Hoshapant, what was the caravan's cargo? If I recall correctly, the Diamond Forge had requested a rather large quantity of crystals. Do you not see? Iceheart and her followers intend to summon Shiva as a beast tribe with a primal. Why else would they go to such lengths to secure crystals? I shall inform Lord Commander at once. Oh, there's a thing that I forgot actually. It does not matter most of the time, but give me a second. Give me a second. Where is it? We good now. Good. It's just so that, oh yeah. Also that. There we go. Perfect! Perfect. My eyes just disappear for a second. I hate when that happens. I shall inform the Lord Commander at once. Old Hoshaphan, should you would agree the discretion of paramount concern? Of course. I trust we can count on your continued support, Master Alpinode. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn are sworn to combat the primal threat. Our support is a given. I will need to send word to my Breton Revenant's toll. Our entire order must turn its efforts to the prevention of the summoning. Naturally, that includes you, though I am sure you would not miss for the world. Now I'll let you deal with the primal this time. I hope you know how. Either way, I mean, not my issue, Alpinode. You can handle it. The persistent attacks on our caravans seemed little more than nuisance at first. The heretics were a problem to be sure, but a relatively minor one. That was before I discerned the purpose behind their attacks, of course. Now they have our undivided attention. After apprising Vinfilia of the situation, I shall summon a unit of Crystal Braves to assist us. As for you, Magnanimous, pray join me in Whiterun front. Since the incident in Snowcloak, the Knights of House Durandare have redoubled their reconnaissance effort in the region. It is my hope that they have information which may help us to determine precisely where the heretics are hiding. Given our mutual enemy, Lord Drillman shall be eager to oblige us. I shall see you there then. Good. Here's a better question. Why are we ordering large quantities of crystals from Coerthas to begin with? I mean, this was meant for us, right? What are the crystals used for except for summoning rituals? I mean, there's crystals used for crafting, but they tend to be of a specific ether-tuned ones. I don't know if the same crystals can even be used for summoning. Maybe if the game was like, this is how you craft and this is how you summon, I would be like, oh, I can summon my own primal. Wow, this is such a bad idea. Great idea, actually, if you're a summoner, probably. And you're running around with friggin' eggies. Of like tiny primals. So you probably would be like, wow, I can finally summon a big one! I think my cat's fascinated by the lines, of all things. Silly kitty. Obviously, he resides in the 3rd floor of the tower. First floor of the tower is just mainstream. The Scions of the 7th Dawn wish to join in the hunt for Iceheart? Your assistance is more than welcome, my friends. Considering the report I just received, I dare say your timing could be no better. We are all ears, Lord Drillmond. A band of pilgrims was seen transporting a large number of crates to the west. Their garb appears to match the description provided by the squire who survived the attack. Alas, our scouts lost track of them at Snowcloak, the self-same frozen wall which we speculated might conceal the heretics' hideaway. Suffice it to say, the disappearance of these pilgrims and their provisions all but confirms our suspicions. I have heard enough. My knights will join the hunt. I took the liberty of summoning a unit of crystal braves to right in front. Given the gravity of the situation, I trust you will agree that we must use every resource available to us. These are extraordinary circumstances, Commander. It would be in our best interest to coordinate our efforts. Such was my intent from the start, Sir Emmerich. And so it begins, my friend. Though I dare say it will prove an all too brief collaboration. Iceheart will not elude the combined forces of the Crystal Braves and the Temple Knights for long. Nevertheless, a wise man does not wager all upon the success of a single solution. There may yet be a subtler means by which we can locate the heretic's lair. Mayhap Lord Drillmond has one in mind. Blow up the ice wall? Blowing up the ice wall sounds like a grand idea, don't you think, me? I think so too. If I peel this, my cats may run. So I don't know if I want to. Yes, yes, excellent. My lady, everything has been accounted for. If there is aught else you would have us do, pray speak, and it shall be done. Shoes! Shoes are always... Never mind that sentence. Shoes are not always cool. These shoes look funny. It seems as though we are always one step behind, our quarry ever just beyond our reach. Though I would like to believe that the tables are about to turn, I must confess to having certain doubts. A joint effort may succeed where others have failed, but it could yet yield the self-same result. Fortunately, we're not without other options. Trust you haven't forgotten Inquisitor Guillaume? We have not. The mystery of how the heretic remained undiscovered for so long has been much in our thoughts, as has the question of what steps might be taken to prevent a similar breach of security in the future. Accordingly, we conducted an exhaustive and covert evaluation of everyone in Whiteburn Front. Though some were found to have committed certain minor transgressions, we identified only one possible heretic. This man has pledged himself to Iceheart's cause. He will have taken note of the movements of the Temple Knights and the Crystal Braves. Upon recognizing their intent, he may attempt to warn the heretics. Man's watch is to end soon, at which point he must report to Sir Jetramons in the yard. I would have you keep an eye on him. If he ventures beyond the walls, follow him discreetly. Discreetly. Should he meet with a heretic, do not interfere. Simply watch and listen. I have seen to it that the suspect knows nothing which could endanger our plans. Fruit peeling ASMR. Just give a second. Be sure my cat can smell that because I can smell that. I don't even know what these are called. Some sort of orange fruit, but it's not an orange. Not a sultana. Because I eat those very often. My cats hate them. I just patted the poor little kitty that's closest by. Okay, focus me. We're gonna try and beat as many main story quests today as we can. And I can have my dungeon day tomorrow. The suspected heretic leaves through the southwest gate. Well, this is an interesting question. If you're a heretic spy, do you become a knight first, or do you become a heretic first? Was he already a knight and then just agree to their cause? Or did he join being a knight because he became a heretic? Follows the road east. Never mind the giant lady on a very glowy carbuncle. You should pay no attention to the giant lady with a very glowy carbuncle. Heretic heads south. Heretic heads in a circle. I would openly admit that he is retarded if he cannot see the fact that he is being followed by me. I mean, I am very visible, and I stand out a lot. Hey, where in the 7th house are you? I'm freezing my bollocks off here. I'm here, you blundering oaf. Why are you late? Standing on the wall, why else? I have duties to fulfill, you know. Your sole duty is to me, Bloody echo. Lower your voice, or they'll hear us in Whiteburn Front. Yes, of course. The Temple Knights are in Snowcloak. This is what you bring to me? We already know about. Our comrades in Boulder Downs will use the tunnels dead before if they know what's happening. Nevertheless, if you waste my time again, is that clear? So they already knew about both Knights and the Crystal Braves? Or did you forget to mention the Crystal Braves? If they did already know about Crystal Braves, you gotta ask who else is a heretic. Well, did your investigation bear fruit? I see. I shall have the man detained at once. His guilt is plain. Would that you could have heard the words more clearly. Yet the few snatches you were able to make out are nonetheless enlightening. It would seem the heretics are aware of our operation and confident that they can thwart it. Their comrades in Boulder Downs are key to their plans, which means it is key to our plans that they be rooted out and put to the sword. Aw, you gave me bread! Thanks, dude, I like bread. We have long suspected that the heretics use a network of secret tunnels to traverse the highlands undetected. Given what you overheard, I fear that Snowcloak may be riddled with such passageways, and that the heretics in Boulder Dawns are planning to use them to take our forces unawares. Needless to say, we cannot allow that to happen. A contingent of House Dare Knights are on patrol in the area, and I shall order them to begin searching for the heretics at once. But knowing nothing of our enemy numbers or readiness, I cannot say for sure that they will be sufficient. It would put my mind at ease if you would consent to assist my knights with the search. I know they would take courage from the presence of a storied warrior. Pray rendezvous with them at Boulder Dawns. Show them no mercy. From the way that I read it, it sounded like I should show the knights no mercy. Hello, you're reinforcements! I will kill you all. So close to Heavensward. And the fun part of the story. I wish I stopped getting stuck on things. I can see the knights were not very successful. hope I can fix that myself. I see. Where? This one? Where to you two? How could 4 knights be so bad they fell to 3 attackers? And you even had them outnumbered, what the hell? Why do you have no ether right over there? Yeah, at least I'm getting paid fairly well. Well, I remember, yeah, that's water. All Realm Reborn places with water. It would just not let you, like, step onto the water. In Stormblood, you learn the important asset of being able to swim. I see somebody has the Extreme Primal's ponies. Good for them. My knights sent no word of your coming, Magnanimous. What has happened? What is that in your hand? I'm a heretic too! By the Fury! They were veterans with years of service and apparently really useless. And now they lie dead in the snow. Their bodies must be recovered and... No, we have not the men to spare, not now, not while Iceheart prepares to summon an abomination. The heretics you dispatched were not of sufficient number to contend with the combined strength of Temple Knights and the Crystal Braves. There must be others, and I'll wager that they're on their way to Snowcloak as we speak. To make matters worse, it seems the traitor you followed managed to pass the heretics something of value after all. The parchment you recovered is a timetable of the guardsmen's watches at Outpost and Snowcloak. The traitor was stationed there long before he aroused our suspicions. Would that we had caught him sooner. With this information, the heretics would know where to watch was weakened, that they could use their tunnels with impunity and prepare an ambush. But the timetable has not changed, you see. Of course it will be changed now, but the heretics may already be in position. House Durandare must send reinforcements, even if it means withdrawing knights from Stone Vigil. I can see no other way to safeguard the lives of our allies. I can clear multiple dungeons. The time is of the essence, Magnanimous. While my knights make ready to depart, the heretics may take our allies in Snowcloak unawares. Superior training and equipment will avail them not if they are cut down ere their swords are drawn. But all is not yet lost. If you leave now, we may still be able to have time to warn them. Make haste! I beseech you! Oh, I half expected that to be an NPC. I was like, ooh, who's that? Should I question why is she only wearing underwear and fishnets? Nah. I totally shouldn't. I mean, me being bottom half Roman does not look any better. Magnanimous, this is a welcome surprise. Perhaps the only one thus far. As you can see, we have yet to uncover any hidden. You have my gratitude. Truth be told, we suspected that the heretics might be plotting such an attack. Now that we have confirmation, I shall place my knights on high alert. High alert, everybody! Has Commander Levier been informed? The Braves must be made aware. Can you listen to the conversation that happens 5 feet away from you? It must be here, I am certain of it. Why else would they go to such lengths to defend Snowcloak? It's but a pity that discovery continues when our enemy has us at such a disadvantage. Forewarned, don't we be? The heretics know the terrain far better than we. I dare not think of how many are watching us at the very moment. Confound it, this is all wrong. Iceheart has us scrambling to save our own skins when we should rightly be straining every sinew to find her and stop this damnable summoning. There she is! Come here, girl. was close. They didn't hurt you, did they? Only my pride, Ida. There will be others nearby. We must see that they're given a similarly warm welcome. Commander Leviol! There's been a development, sir. Together with Temple Knights, we have secured the entrances as to a half-dozen tunnels. After spotting the enemy breaking the surface, but that is not all, sir. We think that one of them may be important. Certainly the heretics near flung themselves upon our swords to defend it. Aha! Just as I suspected. Amongst the Warden of Tunnels lies an entrance to Iceheart's lair. Summon the others, we're going in. A moment, Alpinode. The tunnel in question is barely wide enough for 2 men abreast. We cannot say with any certainty where it leads, much less what is waiting for us there. Furthermore, we have no way of knowing how many heretics are still lurking here on the surface. What if they were to converge on this point after entering the tunnel? For all we know, we could be tunneling our forces into a trap. I take your point. If the tunnel is indeed as narrow as you say, greater numbers would be more a hindrance than a help. Should we encounter difficulty, our own allies would become an obstacle to escape. Change of plans. While we rendezvous with Sir Emmerich and keep the heretics at bay here, you will go wherever the tunnel leads. Sure, I will. You will find Iceheart at the end of it. Do not let her escape. You venture into the unknown, so see that you are prepared for anything. I suggest you call upon your allies, though not too many, or Papulibio will sulk. Dungeon. Also, here's a question. To anyone watching this after the video went public on YouTube, I know that some of you do watch it. You answered this in the comments. 1. Do you play World of Warcraft? 2. Would you consider raiding 5 days a week, 3.5 hours a night, to be hardcore in World of Warcraft? 3. Do you play Final Fantasy XIV? 4. Would you consider the same to be hardcore in Final Fantasy XIV? Was proving to my guild that that is not normal raiding hours. There was this huge debate. And now they're saying, oh, it's obvious that Final Fantasy is not a raiding MMO then. Only World of Warcraft is a raiding MMO. Because World of Warcraft people would do these hours. And I'm like, would they really now? Hey, Tori-chama. Yeah, that's what I was considering. I was like, it is hardcore. Good. We're about to encounter a dungeon. Hey, Sith. 3 throws me up. Scythen? Scythen. Okay. The entrance to the tunnel, madam. It's just over here. Had we not seen the heretics breaking the surface, we would never have noticed. For Sir Emmerich's orders, we will stand guard outside. Please be aware that even should you encounter significant resistance, we cannot leave your post. Yay! Okay. Duty Finder. Finally, a main scenario dungeon! that was a fast pop. Wish that more dungeons were part of the main story scenario. I don't know. Let me check. That would be 2, including myself. I have both streams open because sometimes one of them switches off and I need to know. Come on, DPS, you probably was waiting for this for forever. Your salvation has come. Let it be me. I bring the tankiness to your tank party. Aw, nice music. There are actually a few, like, Heavensward themed dungeons at the end of Realm Reborn storyline, so I often forget which one I'm entering. There wasn't much to prepare, I mean... Ah, cool. The other person is Ephemero as well. It's nice to see your own race represent. Ephemeros represent! But yeah, we may get a tree up, but we were too lazy to do so yet. And outside of that, we are not planning any celebrations or anything. I might do a Dark Souls stream over Christmas because one person is doing a 24-hour stream today. And I was like, they're supporting him for quite a bit. Because I was like, dude, that's insane. I gotta be there. That was. But he was playing Dark Souls, and he was playing modded Dark Souls. The mod of his gave him random equipment when he leveled up, but taking hits leveled him down, so you could never get hit. So that was a bit of a weird one, but I thought, I rage quit Dark Souls 1. I actually have it, but I rage quit because it was way too hard for me. And I'm all like, it always was a pet peeve of mine that I never completed it. Though that being said, if I get the other games, I might start from 3, because 3 is significantly easier. Part of the issue with Dark Souls 1 is its control scheme, if anything. Oh, that's... I can have that ability, that's nice. Let me try and raise myself a little bit of whatever that is. I forget. And now we're spin to win, but it took me far too long to grow the spin, so my team has killed all of the rest. Oh well. Oh, hello, bear. Here, bear. Here, bear. Not onto the machinist. Onto me, please. I kind of thought maybe I want to race swap to Bunny once those comes out, but the fact that somebody was so happy to see Ephemeral tank makes me like, mate. Oh, you are? Really? How did that happen? Well, glad to see you, mate. Small world. You see, it's really tempting because I have a I got the change potion as a sub reward, so I kind of just have it there for a very long time. But I'm like, this is what I started as. Plus I have my main account where I'm like swapping races like crazy. More like main character. I wouldn't make a new account. Paying subs for 2 accounts would be a bit crazy. And yeah, this is just an alt. I kind of like her for what she is. I was all like, yeah, I could totally take off the tank stance and switch to DPS stance for a bit. And they're like, oh, I don't have that for a bit. I'm pretty sure that before Stormblood you would get your DPS stance before you entered Heavensward. Having no DPS stance is a bit awkward. And again, I don't remember it that well. Fight for the blue balloons normally, yeah. This is the fight where frost bombs normally spawn. Like, I distinctly remember this having mechanics there. Mostly just crafting materials. Mine. 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 Okay, bite my teeth and hope to live. Those can be mine. And I can have a stop in here. That is enough. I think Mor just joined our cause. A cause of inflicting death upon the world. Hope that I live. Should probably press a few nice defensive cooldowns. Everything died. Nice. I like having white mages. Unlike scholars and astrologians who have it a bit awkward, white mages have so many insta-whoopsies buttons. So at 50, I think they only had one. Recently leveling my healers on my main account. Finished leveling White Mage and I switched to Astrologian and I'm doing it through Heaven High. It's like this endless dungeon thing. Yeah, leveling as a White Mage was a lot easier. As an Astrologian, you like light speed and I hope that my little ditty heals are enough. Oh, god damn it. Bunny! You need to turn into a snow cone. That is not optional. There you go. Yeah, spray on the bunny. Good job. Amazingly enough, that bunny also agreed to become a snowball. What's that thing? What are you doing? Good. Yay! All the bunny snow combs. Now somebody pick one. Perfect. A bit bad freezing that auto turret. Come here. My people are still talking about progression, going, well, maybe the World of Warcraft people are not progressing anything. Because if you're progressing 5 nights a week at 4 hours a day, are considered normal. Like, what world do you live in? How is that normal? You're just happy. Have a happy freeze time. I wish that they always face the same direction. That would be highly helpful. Oh! The other bunny somehow froze. Oh, that's interesting. Ah, yes, we have a crotch bunny. Perfect. Don't need every bunny ever. Would be helpful. Yay! Okay. I will fasten all of these things. I'll check my Discord. Kind of funny because sometimes it enters streamer mode and then doesn't make any noises, which is nice. Other times it enters streamer mode and still makes noises, which is not so nice. I think I came on to 2 cat people courting. Yeah, I did. Cat people can do their courting elsewhere. Is it me or do glacial spires just explode? Because I think they do. Yeah, they do. Good! Remember correctly. My memory does not deceive me. Which is funny because I can't really remember the quests all that well, but then again you do quests once and you do this dungeon many times. be so nice if the bombs could explode too. Oh, do you have to stick around? Aw, bunny. That thing's not asleep. The bunnies just come down, please. Now we have just the bunnies. Or according to this game, a friggin' tumbler. Pretty sure that they're made out of dust. I think we remember a Easter quest to do with them, and it was when I started this game. It was Easter before Heavensward released. But it was that year. I remember that you would transform into these things and you would run around carrying something around. And I only did it in one town and then it was like, oh, go to another town, and I had no access to it at that point. But yeah, that's one of my fond memories because of how much of an early memory it was. And I had my husband with it. And then later on he got so fed up with the leveling of it. It's because at early levels you had to do 3 dungeons in a row. And we did do them, but practically almost as soon as that point came up, we stopped. Because the early combat was just so boring, and the main scenario quests were just like, go here, go here, go here, go here, come back here, go over there. It wasn't engaged at all. And I stayed because I loved doing gathering. It's quite an interesting reason for staying. Because I remember gathering on a botanist and just listening to music in the early areas around Gridania. It was Shroud areas. And I was like, oh, I just love this atmosphere. I don't want to leave. And my husband left, so I was alone. Then I made the decision that, you know what, I am not leaving. And then he rejoined me about halfway through Heavensward. Okay, big boy. Big boy! Now he does ice crystals. And the first time he does them, all explode. Second time he does them, one stays and then you hide behind it. So the ice crystals, they're doing the shitty thing. One is still staying, but it will likely explode if my memory serves me right. Yep. I remember correctly. Ah! Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. I'm being a bit slow. Thank you! That was healer pull used right. I have that ability on my healers as well because everybody does, but I don't really use it. That one's gonna explode. That DPS took forever to start doing DPS again. Ah, I'm close. Good for me. I do like how they indicated with like a little square the last time that hey, this is where it's safe to stand. It's all sorts of little visual cues that just were not present when I was playing the first time around. It changed a lot about the game. Made it a lot more user-friendly. All crafting materials. Why am I getting a lesson on or oh. Fair enough. Yeah, if you have an orchestrion either in your own house or in the free company house, you can play musics on it. Musics from your own personal repertoire that you collect through dungeons and instances and raids.
The tales do not do you justice, warrior of light.
She's pretty.
Yes, I know who you are, and you know who I am.
And I appreciate the fact that you have a voice.
I was given the name Izel, but I earned the name Iceheart.
By being a bitch? I mean, Iceheart is not the nicest name.
This endless cycle of hatred, of bloodshed,
oh wow,
of sorrow. You would see it continue.
Really?
Oh no.
You have a link shell just for Femros.
I would not. I will not. I will bring an end to this war between dragon and man, no matter the cost. In time, you will come to understand that what we do for the greater good.
There is quite a lot of character progression put into Iceheart. Well, it's not that what she does right now it's wrong, it's the way that is how she does it is.
For Eorzea, for Hydaelyn.
You have no right to say those words. Hydaelyn's not yours, Hydaelyn's mine. Me being self-centric as I am. I have a tiny assortment of crackers and that was really hard to reach. Hey, I saw our enemy, I kinda let her walk past and she teleported out, just so you know. That took longer than I expected. What news, Magnanimous? They can transform into dragons! So Iceheart is but a pseudonym. Not that it matters. That she managed to escape is regrettable, but from your description of that beast, you did well to come as close as you did. In any case, now that you have cleared a path, Temple Knights can begin to survey the tunnels in the earnest. Mayhap they will even find the route past the ice wall. Wouldn't that just do wonders for their fight against the heretics? The Crystal Braves would certainly share their credit for it too. 12 be praised, Magnanimous, we may yet turn the situation to our advantage. Assuming we stop Iceheart before she summons Shiva, of course. Needless to say, our fellow Scions have not been idle. Minfilia and Urianger have been busy perusing the archives of House Vortems, gathering what information they can on Shiva. Good idea! Research. Which reminds me, if you were intending to trudge back to Camp Dragonhead to report on the day's events, don't. The antecedents should be here any minute. I can only assume some people enjoy subjecting themselves to this cold. You could do with a pair of winter clothes. Well, so can I. I could also do with a pair of my glamour being fully back, but I can't do this because this is not a main town. But yeah, that should be one freezing loincloth. But antecedent, she's dressed even nuder. So she probably does not appreciate the snow. Ah, look who got a winter's coat! And Alpino didn't think of that, Mr. Nakedback. Antecedent, you came to us straight from the archives of House Vortems. I trust your time has proved fruitful. Would that it had. Urianger and I scoured countless texts, but what we found was of questionable veracity. Accounts of Shiva's life and deeds are sparse and contradictory, only agreeing upon one point. She lay down with a dragon, the gravest of all sins, according to the Ishgardian faith. She didn't fuck a dragon, did she? I mean, that would be hard to do. Yet in the eyes of Iceheart's followers, that was a holy act, the blessed union of a man and a... Didn't she? How did she manage? I am now perusing my memories of did I ever see a single dragon in Final Fantasy in human form. The answer to that would probably be no. I have seen some of them shrink and expand, but I don't think I ever saw one that could walk in any other form than of a four-legged winged dragon. Yet in the eyes of Iceheart's followers, that was a holy act, the blessed union of a man and dragon. How such a thing could ever be possible is quite another question. Suffice it to say, I very much doubt that we will find a useful answer in the archives of House Vortems. They don't run a porn shop, apparently. They run, you know, an actual book collection. Much knowledge has been lost over the centuries, though in this case, one wonders if it is by circumstance or design. You said that Iceheart took a moment to plead her case prior to escaping, did you not? View it without prejudice. Most would agree that bringing an end to an endless war serves the greater good. I think Sir Emmerich might take issue with her methods. So would I. I do not care if a few stranglers manage to escape. Until the sappers confirm the tunnel is safe, the men are not to search it. Yes, Lord Commander! Mister! I just imagine Alpino tugging on his shirt because of that height difference. You pursue your foes with less zeal than I had expected, Sir Emmerich. Lest you misunderstand, I do not deny that our enemy has given us good reason to be prudent. I merely meant your being a man of faith, that I had expected a certain single-mindedness. After all, was it not by the will of Helon that your ancestors came to this land? Why they took up arms against the Dravanians? What would they have done in your position, I wonder? There are those who believe that faith is a renunciation of free will, that unquestioning devotion is required of all who would live a life in service to the Fury. Such riches fever? Pretty sure that word is fever. May well serve a knight on the front line, less so a leader of men. We are all at liberty to interpret the scriptures as we will. I choose to believe that the Fury would value the lives of her followers over the deaths of her enemies. But I would not presume to speak for the Knights of Eld. 'Twas a different time, nay, a different era, and scripture tells us only so much. Would that it told us more. Considering that these people are like full-grown elves, I'm gonna Elezen, that's the one. And that Alvinode is about half their height. That would put him at about the human age of 10. I know he's not 10, I think he's... What was the estimation? 16? But he's small enough that that's the only age in human terms that would make sense. So poor inexperienced boy leading an army. Yeah, thought so. Weren't the lessons supposed to grow at the same speed as the heroes, except that they would then grow taller? Or is their puberty slightly slower? That man is awfully pragmatic for a servant of the Holy See. A welcome trait at negotiating table, to be sure, less so when one's enemies are making ready to harness the power of a god. Mayhap he does not truly believe the Ice Heart's plan can succeed. Truth be told, I too remain somewhat skeptical. Shiva was real, a living, breathing woman. Of that there can be no doubt. In this respect, she differs from every other figure to have been summoned, each of whom was worshipped as a god. The sole exception being Good King Mogulmog, the myth made manifest in response to the fervent supplications of the Mogul's guard. Saint Shiva may differ, but what of the heretics? They are a tribe of outcasts at war with the mighty nation, who yearn for the resurrection of the one who embodies their beliefs. If that's not placing one's faith in a higher power, then what is? Crystals and conviction, Minfilia, they have both of them in abundance. Can that truly be all that is required? From looking into the rest of the game, I would say yes. So yes, you could summon the mighty spirit of Kakwar from the Golden Saucer if you believed in him strongly enough and had sufficient crystals. You may need more people than just you to believe in the mighty soul of Kakwar. So when praying for your luck in the Golden Saucer, please be careful. My survey team has concluded a preliminary analysis of the Aetheryte Iceheart used to escape. They believe that she teleported to another Aetheryte somewhere not far to the west. How many Aetherites are there? Despite the apparent proximity of the second Aetheryte, however, they have been wholly unable to detect its presence directly. Unless Iceheart has some means to mask its signal, I can only presume she had it destroyed to prevent us from following her. I hope that she did not trap herself in some icky little tiny room. Without the means to teleport as she did, we have no choice but to search for an alternative route. Most likely a tunnel, assuming one exists. Well, I don't think that she trapped herself on the ground. I also don't think that she built an Aetheryte without having one. Let us not give up on teleportation just yet. One of our colleagues in Charlian may be able to assist us. I pray that you're right. I dare not think how long will it take us to survey the entire tunnel system. Everybody pick a tunnel, and we probably have enough people to check them all. While Minfilia looks into our aetheryte problem, I would like to request your assistance with another matter. I don't like other matters. The 3rd unit is currently tracking the remnants of a heretic force which attacked us. However, the search goes poorly despite our numbers. Coerthas is vast, and Iceheart's followers know the terrain far better than we. Your knowledge of this region may serve to hasten the progress. The sooner we capture Iceheart's followers, the sooner we can press them for their leader's whereabouts. Also, thought it is admittedly a selfish request, I fear that my bravers would benefit immensely from working alongside you. While we have our share of veterans, we also have more than a few less experienced recruits, many of whom look up to you in case you were not aware. Good, I knew you would understand. You Hayes, can apprise you of details. When the task is complete, come and find me at the observatorium. Captain Libbard and I are meeting there to discuss the latest developments in his investigation. Temple Knights shall hold Snowcloak in our absence. Let us leave them to their work. Ours is more pressing. Now this other matter I don't mind as much. I was about to think that he was like, oh, can you go back to Mor Dhona and like take care of the Crystal Braves for me? And it's like, I don't wanna. Like Coerthas a lot more. There you are, Magnanimous. Commander Livior instructed me to wait for you. Your assistance is most welcome, believe me. Most of the 3rd hail from Ul'dah, and for a man accustomed to the feel of sand beneath his boots, the crunch of snow can be rather disconcerting. But to the matter at hand, nary a moment ago I received word that the heretics we see have been spotted making for Danifan Pass. My braves are already in pursuit, and I shall be grateful if you would join them. I myself shall be taking part in the hunt. Never let it be said that I do not earn my coin. I understand that it's after the calamity that Coerthas became very cold. My question would be, how can it be so isolated? Like, you can kind of understand how a forest could transition into a desert, but how does very highly snowy area transition into no snow at all? I mean, there's at least a difference of at minimum 5 degrees. Of just going from here to flip over here. Because North Shroud seems very nice and warm. I could believe that they're like, oh, but it's not, it's about 5 degrees Celsius, but... Did you get attacked by a squirrel? Because that's all that there is around here. Those balls! My ankle is on fire. I caught my boot on a rock or something and twisted it as I fell. Even worse, you injured yourself. The others went on ahead through Danifan Pass. Hurry and you might catch up. If you aren't sure where to go, look for tracks. The snow is fresh, so they shouldn't be hard to find. I can see that I have a very experienced army, but then again, we even recruited criminals, so I'm not surprised. I mean, those were the recruits that we handpicked. Now imagine what we did not handpick. Are you over the age of 12? Got no experience. Would you like to join Crystal Braves? Do you have a criminal record? No matter. We accept criminals too. Crystal Braves, the future of Eorzea. No? Marks? Tracks? No? Ah! Prince! It's small feet going that way. Ah! I want my carbuncle out. Those feet were not yours. You have big feet. Cyan, what are you doing here? The heretics? I'm not sure. There was great scaled beast and Haze, I think he went east on his own. The heretics split up and we did too. So are you not sure, or do you know that the heretics split up? Because that is two different things. Apparently though, you ran into one of these. Hey, at the very least you did not run into a squirrel. That would have been embarrassing. Only you remaining? Alright. That's not very much heretics. That's two heretics. I swear that came from somewhere else. No, that is only two heretics. That is a tiny amount of heretics. How did it beat you? How embarrassing. I was so intent on following the heretics' tracks that I almost failed to notice that they had double-backed. Almost, mind you. One tried to sneak up behind me and got a knife in the gut for his troubles. I thought myself alone, so I started searching the dead man's knapsack for anything of interest. Money! And behold, before his friends found me, I came upon this. Withdraw in groups of 3 or less to the observatorium. Give the signal and wait. The merchant will be watching. Violate and be left for dead. Speaks for itself, does it not? They can't possibly mean to rendezvous inside the place, so we should restrict our search to the surrounding areas. Let me rephrase that. You should restrict your search to the wilderness around the observatorium. I will need more than a moment's rest to recover from these wounds. Look at me doing the work of everyone else again. To be fair, this is preferable. They have 1 life. I have many. And I have at least 2 level advantage over literally anyone else in the area currently. Unless it's a special instance, then I have to sink down. And I'm pretty sure I have gear advantage over anyone else in this area currently. Yeah, you do look like a heretic to me. That is how heretics act and dress. I mean, they talk and they look exactly like Coerthas do. I am though with listening to your excuses. We leave now. How? The woods are crawling with those bluecoats, and the knights are searching every wagon that passes through the gates. Ahem! Well, stay with her then, if you think you'll fare any better. Now, there's no need for that. There are places like this in my homeland. Sacred snow-capped peaks where blood must not be shed. Yet your lands ever thirst for the blood of the fallen, and by your deeds it has been drunk deep. No, I have done no wrong! None but meet in secret with heretics. Deny it all you will. We shall have the truth from you yet. Inquisitors are not the only ones skilled in the art of interrogation. Damn it all! Did you just poison yourself? I think you just poisoned yourself. Fancy meeting you here, Magnanimous. I presume you work with the third brought you hither? What a tangled web. Lest you wonder, we came not for the heretics, but for the merchant who has been conspiring with them. He came to our attention during the course of our investigation into the Ivy. It beggars belief, I know, but it seems our favorite Garlean spy may have been providing assistance to the Ice Heart. Were it not for the efforts of Lady Yugiri and her shinobi, we might never have discovered this connection. Master Alpinode is too kind. I fear my people and I have done little to aid your search for the spy. We long to strike back against the Empire and weaken the influence in this land to prevent the tragedy which befell Doma from reoccurring. The days ahead and the work they promise will require a very particular set of skills. Skills which I am fortunate enough to possess. If you will allow it, I would accompany you until the investigation is complete. That is a most generous offer, Lady Yugiri, and one which I gladly accept. Thank you, though I may disappear for a time, know that I shall never be far, and shall always be watching. That is a very creepy thought. A comforting thought, though it's not. Come, Magnanimous, let us wait inside for Captain Ilberd to return and deliver his report. Curse you, capital I's looking exactly like lowercase l's. I swear this fence has an opening somewhere. So that is the only heretics that we're gonna arrest, that one poor guy and a merchant. We're not gonna look for the rest of them that may have the sign of, you know, travel in groups of 2 and 3 and meet around the observatorium? Captain Lubert seemed confident that the merchant's resolve would swiftly crumble when pressed. If so, we shall have new information ere long. As to whether it will bring us any closer to learning the Ivy's identity, I would rather not say. Given our adversary's cunning, I shall consider us fortunate if we're spared another wild doo-doo chase. The gods know we have more than enough to occupy our time as it is. I consider taking that just so that I can complete the set that I am currently wearing. Yeah, see, it makes a lot more sense like this. And I may actually use it for glamour. Even though it's really bulky and that is completely not what I expected. Ooh. The monk ninja outfit. Quite nice. Captain Ilbert, your report, if you will. Aye, Commander. Firstly, with regard to the heretic we captured, I regret to say that the man could tell us not what we did not already know of Shiva. We have since handed him over to his guardian authorities. Henceforth, the Holy See will pursue the matter independently. Our inquiries concerning the Ivy, however, have proven more fruitful. We have ascertained the channel by which the heretics acquired their information on the shipment routes. Go on. You will recall the flame we first identified as being in the Ivy's employ. From him we were able to trace a trail of conspirators, each taking us closer to his master. Alas, the trail came to an abrupt end. Fearing that the investigation has been compromised, we took the necessary step of detaining all suspected of conspiracy. There were 5 on our list, including a flame station that Revenant stole. That man's primary duty was to keep an inventory of donations from abroad, the particulars of which he would share with benefactors, thereby ensuring that needs did not go unfulfilled. By virtue of his role, he was privy to the details of all shipments bound to the settlement. Needless to say, that included those originating from House Fortems. He knew the precise route that the caravan would take, and he sold that information to a merchant. I think I can guess which one. None other. With little encouragement, he soon confessed to knowingly aiding and abetting the heretics. Well, that is one mystery solved at least. But what of the Ivy? Are we closer to prizing off his mask? I dare say we are, Commander. Our relentless pursuit has forced him to commit a grave error. In a desperate bid to cover his tracks, the Ivy resorted to exercising certain administrative powers available only to high-ranking members of the Immortal Flames. If you consider that our investigation is known to barely a handful of them, the field of suspects is greatly narrowed. You mean to say that the agent is among Roban's innermost circle? Someone who has been with him since the Immortal Flames establishment? This is most plausible explanation. The infiltration likely occurred during the company's founding, with the groundwork for the act being laid beforehand. To slip into a position of authority unremarked and remain above suspicion all these years. I too was surprised, though I really should not have been. Of the three grand companies, Oda was ever the more vulnerable to infiltration. Both Limsalamins and Gridania had long-standing armed forces that lent themselves well to the formation of the Maelstrom and the Order of Twin Adder. To all intents and purposes, it was the same people, loyal ones, mined under the same leadership. Only the banner was different. Not so with the Flames. Oda's military was made up out of disparate orders, most of which were glorified mercenary companies that answered only to their own paymasters. Hardly an ideal environment in which to establish something as high-minded as a grand company. The difficulties Roban faced when founding the Immortal Flames are well known. Even after he had convinced his fellow syndicate members to share the cost, there remained the small matter of finding enough bodies to fill the ranks. Indeed, and given the pressing nature of the Imperial threat, they meant recruiting every passing sellsword. Amidst the chaos of its founding, it would have been child's play to infiltrate the company. A good deal easier than now, yeah. The Immortal Flames have ever been caught between conflicting interests, the public and the private. Though the Monetaries ultimately agreed to support the organization's founding, it was not out of charity that they did so, but simple self-preservation. Had Neil Van Darner's ambitions have been any less apocalyptic, you may be sure that they would have never risked supplying Roban with an army. Thus but a wonder they did not attempt to extinguish the flames the moment the danger has passed. Returning to the present. Okay, knowing how easy it is to infiltrate the flames, and how that was done during the founding, do you not see the issue with you finding the Crystal Braves and inviting any random passing sellsword that would agree to lend a hand? Even as we speak, our Doman allies are shadowing several high-ranking flames, any one of whom could be the Ivy. Desiring to deal a blow against the Empire, the refugees were eager to lend use of their aid. I expect to hear from there ere long. Very good! Pray continue your investigation with the first. Meanwhile, have the second attend to the unrest. The third can join the fourth in inspecting crystal shipments. If they notice anything unusual, I want to know about it. If Shiva is summoned in like manner to the other primals, the heretics will be looking for further supplies. Understood, Commander. I shall send word to Sir Emmerich informing him of our success to identifying the heretics' abettors. Hopefully, the information will be of some use to the Ishgardians. It is time, Commander. Yes, I am aware. An emergency council of the Alliance leadership has been called. There have been developments in Garlement, would seem. As commander of Crystal Braves, my presence has been requested. I would have you accompany Magnanimous as the realm's stoutest champion. It's only meet that you be present for the discussion. Oh, and the antecedent has already given her consent, lest you worry. Politics. Politics. I liked Coerthas. And I liked the whole dealings with Shiva and Iceheart. Because it is a lot more interesting than the infernal mumbling between the grand companies. That is not fun content for me. So I absolutely despise every time when they send me back. Like me, you're doubtless eager to conclude our business with Iceheart, but until another path to her sanctum is found, she will remain beyond our reach. Philia and the Archons are sparing no effort to secure an alternate route. Until such time as they succeed, I suggest we give some thought to the realm's other problems. Shall go ahead to Gridania in readiness for the coming council. Meet me at Nauthica's altar, and we shall make our way to the Lotus Stand together. It's a bit interesting to me that they're having a council in the Black Shroud. Last council was in... Oh, then again, the last council that we attended was just all that in nature. But why is it never? And how is it called? In Limsa? I have not seen a single council there held ever. Are they like, oh bloody pirates, we don't trust them. Okay, Conjurer's Guild, we can't just teleport there. I do like the snow! The snow is very nice. Okay. My thanks for coming, Magnanimous. When you're ready, speak with the Conjurer yonder. She shall show us the Lotus Stand. Lotus Stand? We're having a great meeting of the armies.
Change has come to the Garlean Empire, and we must discuss the implications.
The rumors are true, then? The War of Succession is ended?
It is. A new emperor reigns in Garlemald.
Who?
The birth and all too rapid expansion of the Garlean Empire is commonly attributed to the strategic brilliance of Solus Zosgalvis, yet he did not rule alone. Several members of the royal household also distinguished themselves during his reign. Nevertheless, it was the eldest son who stood to inherit the throne, until his most untimely passing.
Why do I feel like I'm staring at a Garlean floor tile?
I thought us fortunate when I learned that the Emperor had died without naming a successor.
Spit. You're not a very nice one, are you?
The Empire had died with him.
It's not how empires go. They're not like, let us shrink again. That is not how the cookie crumbles.
'Twas the grandson and his uncle who had the strongest claims, was it not?
Indeed. Yet claims count for little without the power to assert them. High Legatus Varus Ye Galvus is a respected military leader. Not so his uncle.
So young Varus has torn the crown from his uncle's grasp and taken his place at the head of the Empire.
Do those shoulders come with the crown? Because bloody hell, that's one long shoulder. Unless he's attractive. Could do with better fashion sense,
Given
but I am
the
digging the
nature
yellow
of his
eyes.
Succession, the new emperor will require time to seal his grip on power. Yet have no doubt but that he shall, for there are none left with strength enough to oppose him.
Since the success of Operation Archon, the remnants of the 14th Legion and the forces occupying Alamigo have done naught but fortify their positions. But you can be sure they'll be ready to march on us again, if their Emperor gives the word.
When, not if. They say this Varus was so set upon Eorzean annexation that he spoke out against the Meteor Project.
Plainly, the new emperor's intentions are of great concern to us all. I propose that we set aside the Cartano dispute for the present, and discuss what measures the Alliance might take to prepare for a resumption of hostilities with Garlemald. Moreover, I move that we re-examine the question of how our former allies in Ishgard might be persuaded to retake their place at our side. Could Eorzea but stand as one, 'twould deal a grave blow to our enemies' ambitions.
Well, we could go there and solve their dragon problem. I don't suppose you know how to solve a 1000-year-old dragon war, though, do you?
Well, I suppose we should be grateful that they have finally acknowledged the inevitability of Imperial attack. Who knows? They may even do something about it. If only the leaders of Ishgard would follow their example and stop hiding behind their gates, praying for the coming storm to pass them by. But that is a discussion for another time. At present, I am more concerned by the fact that the Alliance's mooted preparations will be made known to the Garleans many moons before their coming. So long as the Ivy eludes our grasp, no secret is safe.
Unless you suspect that Ivy are one of these 5 individuals, including me, I don't think there's much of a problem that this meeting will leak. It will not have escaped your notice that the nations of Eorzea are no nearer to being of one purpose despite their protestations to the contrary. Plainly, threat of a resurgent government is not enough to stir them. And the reason for this deep-rooted mistrust among the citizenry. Nations' leaders can come to all the understandings they like, but their unity means little and less to the common folk. Take the Luminescence, for instance. Though Admiral Meerweek outlawed piracy over a decade ago, foreigners still picture a nation as having 4 frog-swilling, wooden-legged cutthroats. And likewise, the Gradadians are mocked as hermits who talk to trees, and Ul'dahn scorned as swindlers who worship coin. Isn't it not true? Not that such sentiments are entirely without grounds, of course. Take that pillar of Ul'dahn society, Teleji Alaloji, for example. Now that is beside the point. The fact that people are wary of outsiders, would they have cause to be or not. On that basis, one could argue that the conflict or Cartanu is a necessary evil. Each nation has its own warmongering faction that advocates the acquisition of Omega. In order to placate them, we present them something resembling warfare and thereby curb their appetite for full-scale conflict. But enough idle musing, let us speak of more pressing matter, the Ivy. Since we spoke at the observatorium, Captain Ilberd has further shortened his list of suspects. And by happy coincidence, the one he deems the most likely candidate is lately come to Gridania. The hunt near its end magnanimous, all that remains is to corner our quarry. Seek out Ilbert near the Adder's Nest, he will give you the particulars. I'm checking Discord in case my husband's home because my cat ran to the door and she normally only does that when somebody's coming back. Should there be any developments in Coerthas, they may be sure that I will send word without delay. In the meantime, I wish you to success in apprehending the Ivy. I have to work with Ilbert. I don't really like him. Make this quick, Ilbert. I have other things to do. My thanks for coming, Scion. Doubtless the commander has informed you, but we have unmasked the Ivy. From this point on, we must proceed with extreme caution. Listen well, the spy we have been seeing all this time is none other than Flame Marshal Eileen Ronael, Ruban's second-in-command. Prior to joining the Immortal Flames, she was a mercenary of no small renown. They say her skill with polearm had to be seen to be believed. Of Ishgardian birth, she is the highest-ranked foreigner in the Immortal Flames. Bearing the Flame General himself, of course. When he formed the Grand Company, Ruban chose people based on their worth, whence they hailed was of no interest. The monetarists saw things differently, however. Having funded the enterprise, they reserved the right to reject candidates nominated for high-ranking positions. It was no secret that they did not favor foreigners, Ishgardians especially, after the way that Holy See forsook the Empire. I mean, the Alliance! We're not an empire, we're not evil. Yet the monetarists did not raise so much as a murmur of protest when Eorzea was appointed to her post. Passing strange, is it not? Could it be that the Ivy has some hold over the monetarists? Hey, cat. But these revelations are secondary to our current mission. Of foremost interest to us is Royale's presence here now. As you may be aware, it is the duty of the Flame Marshal to command the Immortal Flames in the absence of the Flame General. While Ruban attended the Council of Alliance Leaders, he should have remained in the Hall of Flames. The woman has no business being in Gridania, and here she is nonetheless, on some pretense. She is up to something, mark my words. Even as we speak, I have a dozen men trawling the Flames records for evidence of Royale's guilt. But if we can catch her red-handed, we shall have all the proof we need. Which brings me to the plan. I have people watching the city gates, the airship landing, and the docks, every point of egress. She cannot leave without their knowledge. All that remains is to shadow her until she betrays her true purpose. Can I rely on your eyes, Scion? Stop calling me a Scion! I have a name! You'll have my thanks. Let us go then, and take care not to alert our quarry. I even prefer the warrior flight to Scion, must you know? I do appreciate the Ivy's teleportation powers because she was standing right at the edge of the bridge right there, and the moment I finished speaking, she was like, bloop. Roselle is headed in the direction of the Blue Badger Gate. With me, Scion. Stop calling me a Scion. I am gonna start finding that disrespectful. That would be kind of like me going to a person working in a specific company and going, with me, administrator! Or with me, secretary. We're better than that. So, Roselle has entered the Caroline Canopy, meeting someone perchance, or could it be that she means to board an airship? Pray look for her with it. One of mine is stationed there, and she may have seen something. You have not seen anything, Armsmender. No, you have not. So this means that I can use my glamour plates again, and we can switch up our glamour. Everything looks incredibly male, outside of that, of course. For this, honestly. Have you seen anything? Magnanimous Munchicus, such an unexpected pleasure. What brings you here? Ham, a social visit, you say? How pleasant. No, she didn't come this way. I've noted every passenger and none bore any resemblance. Well, don't let me keep you. It disappeared? Could it be that she used the inn's services and reserved herself a room? Nowhere to be seen, you say? And you are sure she did not board the airship? Humph, she did not come back out either. Where in the seven hells could she have gone? The roost! How could I forget? Ralgo, strike me down for a fool. I will search the premises. While I do that, I need you to speak with the men I posted at the three main gates to Pier. Find out whether there has been any suspicious activity and then meet me at the Aetherite Plaza. But we did see her enter this place. What do you mean, Tarus? Do you mean she jumped out and ran the other way? Mr. Gridanian's music is like... This is the exact area that I started. You start through that gate. So it's very familiar. Oh. Nothing to report at this gate, my lady. No one resembling the suspect has been here, my lady. Makes you really think how much I must have missed by starting in early 2015. At some points you're like, I wish I was on the release of the game. I wish I was here in like 13 and 14. Ran the wrong way. Like all of that irking thoughts of what you have missed by making the choices in your life that you did. Like, if I was the fan of World of Warcraft, and if I was playing since it came out, what kind of attachment to it would I have had? How much would I have liked it? But I made the choice to play RuneScape at that point. And it was RuneScape that I was spending my days in. No, madam, the suspect didn't come this way. Given how little traffic passes through this gate, I would have noticed if she tried to slip by. I was there for the start of Wildstar, and I was there for the very end of it. But what kind of community would I have had if I was there for the middle? Would I have met Origination faster? Would I have progressed with them? Would I have reprogressed with them? Would Wildstar have been my one undeniable home? What would have happened if I stuck with Guild Wars 2? What would have happened if I was never on Guild Wars 2? What if I instead went to Terra when Terra released because they were releasing at a similar time? Suspect, haven't seen her. Best check with one of the others. Okay, they're over there. You know what? Let's foot pedal there. We can afford it. Oh. Christmas! Spent so many Christmases and so many New Years so differently as well. One thing that I did for quite a few months is play golf games on New Year's Eve. Like, you would just get a bunch of friends, you would get drunk, and you would play golf. And then I would come out with my husband to look at the fireworks and think, what will next year bring? I will likely be doing something similar this new year as well. No, madam. A few Alesan women did leave on the last ferry, but none of them matched the suspect's description. So far she hasn't gone anywhere. Fairly odd. I'm always so tempted to just try things on. No. Don't ever go for that. You want to look at glamour only. And set it to that. All of these items are glamour only. And you can be running around with a bikini. Oh, only male ones for those. Ah, that's very gentlemanly, that. I think a lot of people are into that ruffled dress. I think that the ruffled dress is quite new. Oh yeah, it is. Every time when they add new craftable glamour outfits, everybody goes a bit crazy for them. They're like, ah, must have now! Oh yeah, the crazy thing is that this resembles greatly a store item that was recently put up. I don't actually understand why would anyone buy the store item, because it looks so similar to that. I find that the best glamours are mostly in like passing raid here or there, passing dungeon here or there. They're not like craftables. What did I came on to? Somebody's having Christmas party! Yeah, they're all from the same guild. Wearing the Christmas outfit. They're likely gonna be taking a lot of screenies and posting on their, like, Discords and forums. Their guild. Well, have there been any sightings? Damn it all, I turned the route upside down, but Eorzea was nowhere to be found. The innkeeper told me she had availed herself of a room, but no one saw her leave. She had done some matter of disguise, of that there can be no doubt. But as to where she has gone. So she did have a room. Greetings, good sir. Might I interest you in some Muntoy tonic? A cup a day imbues a man with great vigor, if you take my meaning. We're not here to fuck. We're searching for a person. It's another time. That's an understatement. Wait, that necklace! You're a shinobi of Doman. The woman you seek has left Gridania by way of West Shore Pier. She was attired of a merchant, but those eyes are not so easily deceived. You may wish to take your search to the East Shroud. Rest assured that we shall continue to support you from the shadows. Aha! Thank the 12 for the Domans! Were it not for their unique talents, Eorzea would have disappeared without a trace. Oh. Damn! That's one heck of an outfit! Bit bulky though. Oh, I have this one. I have the set on my Black Mage. That set is one heck of a unique set. Ouch, my eyes. Our hunt leads us to the East Shroud, Scion. I suggest we follow Eorzea's example and take the ferry from West Shore Pier. You'll doubtless wish to make certain precautions. See to them while I go on ahead. I shall wait for you at Sweet Bloom Fair. Yeah, they are wishing everybody Merry Christmas! They were shouting something about Tsukuyomi confirmed and KH3, and I'm like, there's some sort of news that I'm missing. I often do watch the interviews and I tend to watch their presentations and everything because I am quite interested in the game, so it would be quite weird for me to completely miss something. decoration is just making me smile. Oh, I bet nobody bought a Christmas tree for our guild house. That's a shame. Totally do it. Have one for my own house. You just have to have a Christmas tree. Funny though, because I prepared a Christmas tree for the game, but not on my own real house. I'm like, oh yeah, what's the important bit? I know, Christmas tree in game. Yeah, that one. This way, my friends. Your quarry makes for the half-stone hut. Very good, we must make haste. A moment, Captain. There is another matter which requires your attention most urgently, I fear. What is it? A short while ago, an Imperial squadron was observed departing Castrum Orient. The march speed for South Shroud. They have decided to take action. Indeed, they seek to destroy the jamming device. An exploration is in order. You may be aware that the Garleans have their own method of communicating over great distances. While our ingenious friends at Garlon Ironworks have provided us with devices which disrupt those communications, and we have installed them around the city-states. In so doing, we have made it difficult for Imperial agents to correspond with their masters. Of course, we did not expect the Garleans to remain silent. If they wish to communicate, they will find a way, but it be convert correspondence or secret meetings. Needless to say, we hoped that they would risk the latter, and Rael has not disappointed us. As a well-known face of the Immortal Flames, she cannot move about Danlan without being recognized. It would only be a matter of time before someone saw through her disguise. For this reason, I believe she has chosen the Black Shroud for her clandestine meeting. The Elezen are a common sight here, and her comings and goings are not like to turn any heads. However, were the jamming device to be rendered inoperative, Rael would no longer need to meet her masters in person, and their planned rendezvous would almost certainly be called off. And we cannot have that. It would deprive us of opportunities to secure damning evidence against her, which is the very least we need if we're to convict someone of her standing. All rests upon the continued operation of the jamming device. It must needs be protected. If you would attend to this task, my shinobi, and I will continue to observe Rael. Very well, Scion. I would have you intercept the Garleans while my men move to cut off their retreat. None must escape. What a proud observed the meeting. Several of my countrymen have already taken up positions to the South Shroud. Seek out the shinobi at Quarry Mill, and he will appraise you of the situation. Could just continue going in and clearing out the Castrum. Don't think that there are that many people there. I just saying. Italian Free Company is also wishing everyone a Merry Christmas. Shinobi, you say? Somewhere in here, you say? Oh, I remember when this place used to have so many people because they added Palace of the Dead and everybody was using to level it. I mean, everybody was using Palace of the Dead to level for classes. you would just like go into this area. I think I even mentioned this in one of my previous very early streams, like, I don't really wanna go to Quarry Mill because I'm not too sure I can load into the map. Because it used to be just so congested. Everybody would be just standing in front of the place. Now this is so empty. Well, I'm on a different server for one thing, but still. I should stop remembering times. We met again, my friend. I have no Moon Toy tonic to offer this time, I'm afraid. As I believe you know, the Imperial forces are in the South Shroud on a mission to destroy the jamming device. We must see to it that they do not succeed. So the Crystal Braves will cut off their retreat? Very well. My countrymen and I shall attend to the soldiers. Their infernal machines we leave to your capable hands. At present, the Garleans are in the vicinity of Amdor Keep. Let us head there at once. That is very close by. Okay. Let us go! The right way! Not the wrong way. And where exactly is the jamming device? Because it's certainly not in the Emperor's Keep. Hello, Deathclaws. Can't say I missed you a lot, but I also can't say that I opposed you existing that much. I mean, you're all melee, which is nice. Interestingly enough, there's just so many quests at Realm Reborn that I think I completely blanked this part. Because I remember absolutely nothing of Ivy whatsoever. Shinobis, I killed some Deathclaws. I hope that was helpful. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, the right people are standing. Good, good. I was about to think that you're incompetent too. Ah, they look so cool. The Lightward Ninja from the east. That was most impressive showing, my friend. As you can see, we too have not been idle. The Ivy will receive no warning of our coming. Now that the jamming device is no longer at risk, you may safely return to your hunt. Pray rejoin Lady Yugiri. She awaits you at the Hotstone Hut. I shall remain here and have a few words with the sorry lot. Nothing serious, I assure you, just a spot of small talk. Oh, that sounds so sinister. What are you gonna be like? Imperial soldier. Stop being imperial and stop soldiering, you hear me? Or is it, this is like for my killed parents and grandparents, and that soldier will be like, I wasn't part of this. I was stationed in Gridania for the last 20 years. Never mind that that's physically impossible, just go with me here. I am giving to understand that the mission was a success. Yes, yes it was. Not a single Imperial soldier made it to our position. Thorough work as always, Scion. Stop calling me Scion! By the way of reward, we can now turn our attention to Eorzea once more. What news, Lady Yugiri? My people report that she has departed for the Bramble Path. So she means to go ahead with the meeting. Excellent. It's time to close the net around her. My countrymen and I shall lie in wait in the shadows. Tread warily, my friends. I hope that the bridge is here and not somewhere above. That was a fun ring. Okay, I have a few recent phone calls. I'll have to check them out later. Just beyond, Rael is in conversation with an individual cloud in the matter of an adventure. An Imperial intermediary, no doubt. This is it, with me! Flame Marshal Aline Rosale, you're under arrest for treason and espionage. You were followed, you bloody fool! Damnation! You are unarmed, my lady, and scarcely garbed for battle, but if you wish to fight, you're welcome to try. What is the meaning of this, Captain? Would you arrest me for strolling into Twelveswood? When I last looked, there was no crime, and neither was conversing with passing strangers. You would feign ignorance, then. Very well. If you do think of something to say, there will be plenty of time to say it later. Now come quietly, or I shall make you wish you had. I offer you no struggle. After all, I have naught to hide. Even a warrior of Rael's renown could not have hoped to escape by force. Despite her claims, her surrender does not bespeak innocence, but an awareness that her position is untenable. With the ivy thus uprooted, it is to be hoped that the tendrils she entwined around the immortal flames will gradually wither and die. Mayhap the people of Ul'dah will have the grand company they deserve. But let us speak of the present. If I may ask, what will you do now, Magnanimous? I don't know! Go back to Shiva hunting? Let the Scions seek a way into Iceheart's sanctum. Thus I dare say you are eager to return to the Rising Stones. Pray do not let me keep you. Fear not, my countrymen, I shall tend to the aftermath. You need not waste your talents here. And speaking of talents, have you considered training in the art of the shinobi? You have an aptitude for it, I believe, so please give it some thought. Till next time, my friend. I can do whatever I wanna do. For I am the warrior of light, which means that I can collect all the classes and all the jobs. Okay, delicious fragrance. What I understand from that text. In Flagrante Delicto, which to me just sounds like delicious fragrance. Welcome back, Magnanimous. I understand that Alpinode had a task for you. May I ask what it was? Charges of treason and espionage against the Lean Royale? I can scarce believe it. Could there not have been some manner of misunderstanding? No, it avails us not to dwell on it. Whether the truth may be, we must trust to the authorities to uncover it. Let us speak of another matter. I am pleased to report that we have made progress in our efforts to find a way into the Iceheart Sanctum. Can we go into the Sanctum yet? Well, first, I wanna finish streaming. Then I'll have half an hour to faff. And I'll start making dinner. And then after dinner, it depends on how tired I am. Don't need to put furniture in the free company house, you butt. As you may recall, Iceheart used the Aetheryte in the depths of Snowcloak to teleport a short distance to the west, most likely to a sanctuary of some description. It is there that we suspect she means to summon Shiva using the crystals she stole from the House Fortem's caravan. The heretics believe that they are bringing about the second coming of their patron saint, but if, as we suspect, they mean to hold a summoning ritual of the kind employed by the beast tribes, it seems likely that the result will be something more akin to a primal. Suffice it to say, there must be stopped, and stop them we shall, but first we must surmount the obstacle that Iceheart has planted in our path. Ordinarily, it would be a simple matter to tap into the established Ethernet and thereby follow our query. However, despite our best efforts, we have been unable to ascertain the position of the Aetheryte to which she teleported. Our prevailing theory is that she destroyed the second Aetheryte upon arrival. A reckless, desperate measure, but also an effective one. After discussing the matter at length with Urianger, we have concluded that we lack the experience to develop a solution. Which is why we have called upon the aid of one who does possess such expertise, a colleague of ours who is currently en route to Revenant's Toll from Sherlayan. She should be arriving within the hour, in fact. Since you are here, mayhap we could welcome her together. I'm certain she would appreciate the gesture. Let us make our way to the northern gates and await her coming. So it's a Sherlayan woman who's gonna help us through the ice. Can't we just pickaxe through a wall? I mean, that's a viable solution, right? I actually don't know what shift Fizzle is on today. So I'm kind of looking at my clock like, do you want to be let in? Because he sometimes appears at around this time after having left home at like 4 AM. Rich? That is a really grand carriage. Man, what's with the floaty bits? Was it too heavy just for the horsies? Ah, it's Minfilia's friend.
Minfilia, am I right?
None other. I bid you welcome to Revenant's Toll.
and to thank you for traveling so far on such short notice.
As if I could ever say no to Urianger.
Oh, Urianger's friend! All I remember is that she's off the story really, really, really fast. She has no build-up.
Moonbreeder is an accomplished Sharlayan scholar and an authority on aetherite technologies. She has played an invaluable role in our search for a means to capture Ascian souls.
I admire your short skirt.
Charmed, I'm sure.
I think, interestingly enough, she's even taller than me. No, she isn't. The way that it looked in the cutscene, she's actually shorter. Ah, she's a tiny roll lady in comparison. And yeah, you can very obviously see that she's a row just from that brow structure. Even if you leave her height alone. She has admirable thighs though. Let us return to the Rising Stones at once then. We have much to discuss. Now I suppose I remember why she arrived here. Because all I remembered of her was just so brief. That you remember that they existed, but you don't remember for what purpose.
It's been ages!
Oh, longer, sister!
A joyous reunion indeed.
We're missing Urianger, I think.
Moon and I are like twin sisters.
Yeah, right.
Save in appearance and aptitude.
Well done, Papalimo. Pointing out the obvious.
Everyone, if I could have your attention. We have with us an esteemed guest who has come from Sharlayan to assist us.
I am quite enjoying the fact that her height makes mine look a bit more normal.
I bid Moonbreeder join us here that she might share with us her extensive knowledge of aetherites.
So you touch an aetherite, then you go from point A to point B?
As many of you are already aware, she has been overseeing our research into white auracite, a sample of which she has been good enough to bring with her.
Well, I had to come, didn't I? You'd have to be bloody daft to turn your nose up at a chance like this. Where better to conduct my final tests than a land so steeped in ether you can taste it?
That sounds really bad. I mean, the only metals that you can taste from being around them normally means that they're highly toxic.
'Tis plain the passage of the years hath done little to dampen thy youthful spirits. And nothing at all to reform thy youthful manner.
Crush.
Urianger, where in the hells have you been hiding?
Unhand me.
Unhand me! Short man.
I've come all this way, and that's what you have to say to me. I much preferred when you were pleading with me to drop everything and hurry to your side. What was it you said? None save thee can satisfy this need.
The prayer hand to me.
Go on.
Go on. Oh, Oriander turned red.
Thine artless attempts to misrepresent mine all too innocent motives do thee little credit. Mine intent, as well thou knowest, was but to impress upon thee the gravity of the circumstance. Lest thou doubt, a deiform entity shall shortly be summoned, save if thou and no other grantest my compeers thine aid.
You still haven't found it then? You're missing Aetheryte.
Oh.
We have not. No.
It got broken, Cookie.
We know that Iceheart teleported to an Aetheryte not far from the first. Yet even after careful analysis, we could not locate a second beacon. We now suspect that the heretics destroyed the second Aetheryte to impede our pursuit. Our allies continue to scour Snowcloak for Iceheart's sanctuary, but we have no guarantee that they will find it. Yet it must be found, for even now Iceheart prepares to call upon Saint Shiva.
I'm sorry, but if the Aetheryte's been destroyed, then that's that. Although, you're absolutely sure she used the first Aetheryte, are you? She didn't just use teleportation magics?
One of our own bore witness to her escape. I can say with absolute certainty that Iceheart used the Aetheryte.
Are we certain?
In that case, there might be a way, so long as the ethereal current is still flowing.
Truly? How?
We use the current to recreate the beacon. As you know, Aetherites are a bit like lighthouses. We use them to reconstitute our physical forms when crossing the ethereal sea. Without them, we'd lose all sense of direction and our essence would dissipate. However, we don't rely solely on these beacons. There are currents of ether which flow between them, currents which help guide us to our destination. Now, these currents will gradually dwindle away to nothing if an Aetherite is destroyed. But if even a sluggish flow remains, we could theoretically use it to direct a surge of concentrated ether towards the void left by the beacon, and thereby fill it up again.
Like opening the floodgates to fill a dry riverbed. Though, correct me if I'm wrong, but would we not need a veritable reservoir of ether?
In concert, we might manage to channel a sufficient volume, yet that is not my chief concern. To direct the flow of so great a volume of ether with the requisite precision would be a nigh impossible task in itself.
I barely succeeded in facilitating travel to an unattuned beacon. That which you describe sounds considerably more difficult.
Oh, you managed to travel to somewhere you never tuned to before? That's interesting.
And dangerous. Every person who has attempted to teleport in this fashion has died in the process. They, however, did not have wide aura sight at their disposal. I can use it to channel all the ether you can give me into the Aetherite. However, wide aura sight cannot retain ether for an extended period of time, so we would need to infuse it immediately beforehand. Just so you know, I'd confidently give this plan better than even odds of success. And if the worst comes to worst, your people won't suffer.
Though it risk the lives of our best and brightest, we have not the time to seek other options. If the ethereal current still flows, we shall carry out Moonbreeder's plan.
That's the spirit. Let's roll the dice.
So who wants to be the test subject? Because I don't really know if I want to dissipate. That doesn't sound fun. And you know, that's only me. It's fine if you most definitely disagree with me. I have already informed Alpinode of our plan to recreate the beacon in the manner Mor Dhona described. He agreed that despite the inherent danger, it represents our only hope of success. He also said that he wished to meet with you at Snowcloak before proceeding. I expect you to find him waiting for you when you arrive. I want you to know that I appreciate everything you have done on our behalf, Anonymous, and that I have faith you will return to us as you always have. I'll get to fight Shiva. God damn it, yawns. And I'm not the one doing the 24-hour stream. I'm gonna have my own lengthy stream on Saturday. But it's more of a no promises, I switch games as I go, I take breaks in between games, I stream whichever games I desire sort of thing, which is... I mostly be streaming the Outcast bundle games because I need to use them. But that is a lot easier than going, I'm gonna go for 24 hours for sure. Now that might mess with you. So honestly, with a husband that needs sleep, I couldn't even do that. We don't have a separate enough room for me to be able to continue streaming while he's sleeping. And him getting 2 days in a row free is a very rare event. My fluffy cat is using the bed though. It is really cute because he doesn't get to use it very often. His brother tends to occupy it and then he just kicks him off. Currently, the bed's unoccupied, so Fluffy's a happy cat. There you have the cat. And I have 2 cats asleep in the same room with me and Fluffy. So there's only 2 cats unaccounted for, and one of them is probably in the corridor in the box. So we have empty cat food boxes. Good to see you, Magnanimous. I was starting to wonder if you were having second thoughts. Captain Ilbert sends his regards, by the way. He attends to the inauguration of the line Rail in Uldai even as we speak. Interrogation! We're not inaugurating the that person. But I shall not distract you from the matter at hand. We can discuss the Ivy upon your return. I trust that, by which I mean to say, the others are waiting for us to eat the right after you, Scion. Don't go into the habit of calling me a Scion, Alpinode. Doesn't that kind of cost years of your life? To use your own etherite? Ether rather? There, it's ready. It worked, I think. Try tuning to the etherite now. Feel for the current and try to locate the beacon. We have done all we can, Magnanimous. For now, let us withdraw. When your final preparations are complete, you must seek out the beacon we have created. If, by the grace of the 12, you arrive safely, you must stop Iceheart before she summons Shiva. We cannot ignore the possibility that our actions have alerted Iceheart to our plans. Should that become the case, she may attempt to hasten the completion of the summoning ritual, and if she succeeds, you will have little choice but to face Shiva in battle. Knowing little of this saint, I cannot say if your own strength will suffice, and so I would encourage you to call upon your allies. Some may have reservations about wagering their lives on the success of Moebita's experiment, but others will surely agree that desperate times call for desperate measures. Ah! Before you assemble your party, pray speak with that knight. I believe he has a message for you from Sir Emmerich. Madam, Sir Emmerich regrets that he could not be here in person and asks that I read to you from this letter. Ishgard faces an unprecedented threat. Yet in our hour of need, it is not her knights who stand poised to defend her. Magnanimous Munchicus, the warrior of light, savior of Eorzea, your deeds this day shall not be forgotten. Where others would flee, you choose to remain. Where others would falter, you rise to the challenge. Where others would use their gifts for selfish ends, you wield yours in service to the greater cause. May Halon bless you with good fortune and see you safely home. We're gonna do Shiva next time. I either will do Shiva tomorrow during my dungeon day, or I'm gonna do Shiva when I come back to streaming the story on Monday. Either way, we'll get to it. Alright. But at this point, the story is actually picking up pace. You might not see it yet, but everything just goes so fast in like the last few quests. It's like they stretched out this biggest area of nothingness, and then they're just gonna be bang, 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 bang. All the storylines are over. So, yeah, so we're actually moving towards exciting bits of the story. Thank you for watching, and hopefully see you the next time. Tomorrow is my relaxation and dungeoneering day. So I am mostly planning to be unlocking level 50 dungeons, venturing into them, and looking at them. Because I do actually enjoy doing that. So thank you for watching, and hopefully see you the next time.